Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Radhika and in today's video we are going to discuss the implementation of Stack using both arrays and linked list. I know this is a very basic question, but the companies have started visiting our campus and now it's the time that we brush up our basics and be ready with this part of it. And what I've seen is जो डे ज़ीरो कंपनीज होती हैं जो जैसे कि अभी VMware आ चुकी है ऑलरेडी, उसका एग्ज़ाम है शायद 6 को. तो ये सब कंपनीज दे रियली फोकस ऑन दिस एंड आई रिमेंबर लास्ट ईयर द क्वेश्चंस दैट दे वर आस्किंग, उसमें से मेजर क्वेश्चन ये था कि इम्प्लीमेंट सम बेसिक डेटा स्ट्रक्चर लाइक दिस, बी इट स्टैक, क्यू और लिंक लिस्ट. सो this is really an important question, so let's get into the video. So before moving on to the implementation of stacks, let me give you a brief introduction of it. So stack is a data structure in which we only allow the operations on it from the one end, be it input, output, or displaying of the element. So we can only see the top element, the last element that was entered into the data structure. So stacks can be implemented using both arrays and linked list. They both have their own pros and cons. We will discuss that while I'm coding or implementing the stack. So basically, this stack is an abstract idea which we implement using fundamental data structures like arrays and linked lists. We decide that how are we going to use or what operations we are going to allow on our arrays or linked list. Fine. So for stack, it is last in first out. That is, we are only able to operate on data which we have entered at the end. Right now, these have very practical implementations, such as the very basic would be the function calls, the recursive function calls that happen, that uses the concept of stack. That is, you're only able to see the topmost function call in a recursive call, and unless and until you complete that function call, you will not be able to move on to the next function call, right? So this is a very basic practical example of stack. There are various other usage of it as well. So let's see how to implement a stack. Okay, so first of all, we are going to implement it using arrays and then we'll move to the linked list. So, as I was saying, there are their own pros and cons. So, the biggest con for arrays is that it is not dynamic in nature, that is, you have to decide the size of it beforehand, and it cannot grow or shrink according to your need during the runtime. So that is the biggest con of it, but the pro here is it is easy to implement, and also there are no pointers involved, so that means that no extra memory is being used. Fine. So for us to implement stack using arrays, let us define a class stack. Fine. And what will be the data members? It will be an array. Okay, let's just make it capital S any and let's just name the array will be this, and it is of size, and there will be one variable, of course, the top. Now what is this top is to maintain the index of the topmost element, right? We will initialize it with -1. Okay, now let's just move on to defining the functions that or the operations that we're going to support for a stack. So the very first will be is empty. Now again, it's completely your choice what extra functionalities you want to give to your stack or not, but these are the basic operations that a stack should support. So is empty is a function which will tell us that stack is empty or not. So this is very simple. We just have to return this operation. So this, what is this going to return? If my top is less than 0, then it will return true, which means that a stack is empty, and if not, then false, right? Next function would be to push. That will accept one parameter, that will be the data. Let me just write all the functions that I'm going to support. Pop, of course, that is popping the element, and another one will be peek, which is which will give you the topmost element. Okay, so push, what is push? Push is inserting an element into the stack. Now with stack it is that you can only insert at the top. So what first we need to check is, if top is already greater than equal to size minus 1, that is if my stack is already full, then we need to, sorry, then we need to print that stack overflow. We don't have any more space left in our stack to input the element, and we just return from here. That is because we have nothing to do else. Now we need to input in the stack. So what we'll do is we'll just say stack. What we need to do is we need to first increment the top and then add to it, and that is why I'm doing plus plus top. This will increment the top first, and then to that incremented or increased top index, it will add the element whatever I want to add, that is data at this point of time. Fine. So this is a very simple function. This is a condition that you need to understand, that why are we doing this, right? This is a stack overflow condition where we check if there is any more space left in the stack or not. Moving to the next function or next operation, that is pop. So pop operation is basically deleting from the stack. Now we don't have any option from where to delete or not, we only can delete from the top. So first we need to check if there is any element or not. So we can make use of the function that we have created, that is empty. So this will tell if this is empty or not. If this returns true, we need to print that stack underflow, and we just need to return because we don't have anything to pop, right? And if not this, now you have two options. Either you can just pop it, or you can print it that this is the popped element. Also you can return it to the main function, and there you can print it whatever you like. I am just printing it here. So let's just do popped element is stack top. Now what you need to do next is you need to decrement the top. That is, you need to now store one index less than whatever top was in your top now. So either you can do top minus minus, or we can just write top minus minus here, because this will now just first print the top element and then decrement it. It's fine. So this has just saved us from another line of code. So yeah, this is my pop function, and this is it. Now again, a peek function. What is a peek function? It's going to return my topmost element, right? So what we need to do here is, again, we have to check if there is some element or not. So we can just use our function if is empty. If it is empty, then we don't have anything to say. So we can just write cout stack is empty. क्या फल हम ले लेंगे, and we have to return something. Let's just return -1, assuming that we only enter positive values, or we don't enter -1 as an input in this stack, right? And if not this, we just return the top of our stack. Okay, right? So for the main function, you can also write another function that will be display. Okay, so let's just write the display function as well for the stack. So one thing I'd like to point out here is, if you'll go to internet and find this display method, a lot of places you will find that they're just printing it using a for loop, which is actually, if you think, is fine to do, because this is an array and we can do that. But if you think it logically, a stack is such a data structure where we allow only the operations on the topmost element. So you should not be able to access the element other than the topmost element, right? So that for loop logic is not applicable for a stack, although you can do it, but it is logically wrong, because we have said that we will only allow operations on the topmost element. So the display function should look something like this, where we just pop all the elements out and store it in some temporary array, and then populate the stack again, right? So what we are going to do is, we are going to take a temporary array, and for this I is to keep an eye on the index of this temporary array. Right now we need to do is, we need to pop all the elements out and print it. So we just print or okay, let's just print s, sorry, we don't need any object, right? Peak, and we give a space, and we store this in temporary. Now as we're starting I from -1, we need to first increment the I and then use it. So we are incrementing the I to 0, and then we are storing the value of the topmost element, and we are popping the element, right? So after this is done, the temporary array will be populated, and my display, the result of display will be on the screen. Now the next step is to bring the stack back to its original state in the same order however it was before displaying and before we popped everything out. So the array is populated from 0th to the top index, and 0th index contains the topmost element of the stack. So after we repopulate it, it should be at the topmost. So we will start filling the stack from the last element of the array. So we will do, while I is not equal to -1, we just push temp of I minus minus. So what we need to do is we need to first use the value of I and then decrement it, and that is why we are using post decrement here. Yeah, so this is it. This should do the job, and I have already I've already called this display function here after we have populated the stack. So let's see if this works. Also we need to check a condition here. If the stack is already empty and it's like if nothing is there in the stack, then there is nothing for us to print, right? So we just can write stack is empty, and we return from here because we have nothing to do here, right? Okay, we'll just run this. Okay, so for displaying, okay, this is the message coming from the pop function. So this is what 30, 20, 10. This is the proper, it has displayed me the proper stack values 30, 20, and 10. And then see, the topmost element is 30. That means the stack was again populated properly. So when we called the top here, the peak on the stack after the display function, it is displaying properly. So everything is fine now. So this is how a display function should actually look, and you should not just go and do the for loop method, because that's not logically correct for a stack. So that's it for this video. I hope this was good enough for you to revise the topic, or even if you had any doubts, it cleared that as well. I will be back with another video on the linked list implementation of Stack very soon. For 2022 batch, the companies have started coming, so all the best for your placements. And also, I am planning to make more videos on my placement diaries series. So if you want me to make a video on any specific company, do let me know in the comment section below. I'll be back with another video very soon. Till then, bye bye. Happy coding.